Hi guys, in this video we're going to be painting that super sweet ice cream cone. So to start, just make sure you have your paint put on your plate. I believe we're going to be using these colors. This is the first time I'm painting it, so I might have to change something up. We'll see. You'll definitely get the colors you need. I just can't promise they're going to be this exactly. So just get your paints ready on your plate. Make sure you have lots of room in between so you have room to mix color. An assortment of brush sizes and a jar or cup of something, some sort, bowl, whatever you have to put some water in to wash your brushes. And of course, a paper towel to dry your brushes off. So first step is the background. We're just gonna make a nice soft yellow. To make that color, it's just quite a bit of white with just a tiny bit of yellow stirred in. We can add more if we need to. Just start with a small amount and add as you need. So I want this nice, soft, warm, buttery color. And just make sure you mix up enough to do the whole background. I'm gonna just come in around my entire ice cream cone and get that filled in. Careful on your edges. Be nice and neat. Take your time. Spread your paint out nice and thin. You don't want globs. All right, so I've got the whole background filled in. Now we can move on. Oh, I got a little bit off my edge there. Okay, so now we can move on and we'll do the cone part. So I'm gonna mix up a color for that. And I'm going to be using a little bit of red, teeny tiny bit. It takes the tiniest little bit of red on my brush, and I'm gonna mix it over in here into my very buttery yellow. And it's gonna start to kind of turn this like light orange color. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. My white is going, I'm gonna add more. I need more of this color, so I'm just kind of mixing up a little bit more. A little bit more red. I just need enough to fill in my ice cream cone. So it's mostly white, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. And I have this nice orange color. And I'm just gonna fill in my whole cone. Oops, a little red in that, that's all right. I'm just gonna spread it around. The whole thing will end up having that in there. Try to be careful on my edges. Sometimes I get careless and make little boo-boos. Nice smooth paint. Okay, we got our cone. While that's drying, before we add any of the details in to kind of make it look like a cone, we're gonna start painting the ice cream. And this one's gonna be strawberry. So we're gonna make a nice bright pink. I'm gonna get my brush cleaned out. And very, very bright pink, which means it's gonna be a lot of red with a little bit of white stirred in. So this nice, bright, vibrant pink color. So I'm gonna start on the left-hand side, getting that filled in. This is the bottom part of the ice cream. And if you want to do different flavors, feel free. You can change it up, making different colors. So I'm going to paint in about halfway. And then on this kind of edge here, I'll make sure I get that filled in nice with my bright pink. And my edge over here. Next, I'm just gonna take a little bit of white on my brush, not cleaning it out. And I'm gonna start filling in the rest of the ice cream. And I'm gonna blend that darker pink across so that it ends up being lighter on the right-hand side. So just anytime you run out of paint, just keep grabbing white. You don't need to put any more pink on. Just use what you have already on the canvas and spread it around. Just taking a little bit more white. And we've got our strawberry. Yummy! So the top part of the ice cream is chocolate. And we're gonna make a nice dark brown. And to do dark brown, we're gonna mix black and the orange color, this kind of funky burnt orange. It's called Venetian red. I'm gonna start with the orange, one little scoop, and I'm gonna make the same size scoop of black and stir it together. And it's gonna make this nice dark brown. Just make sure you mix up enough to fill in that whole piece of the ice cream. And just fill it in. Be nice and careful around your edges. Might need a smaller brush to get down in those drips. Use whatever works best for you. I'm just taking my time, spreading out my paint nice and even. Don't want any globs. Yeah, I need to switch brushes. That's getting a little challenging with that bigger brush. Smaller brush. That's better. Getting in all those little drips. There we go. So we have our chocolate ice cream all filled in. I'm gonna take just the littlest bit, teeny tiny bit of white on my dirty brown brush. Just gonna dab it in my white. And I'm gonna kind of brush that in Just kind of lighten up some of my ice cream. It's just that tiny bit. Just spread that around until it's all blended in nice and even. You can take more of your dark brown if you need to get it to blend. And I haven't added any more white. Oh man, careless. Got a little sloppy. That's okay. And then just taking my time, just getting it nice, even coat. Okay, now my chocolate's done. Next, we're gonna paint this little heart on top. It's kind of like the cherry on top, but it's a heart. Just plain red paint. Use a smaller brush to get in that point, especially. It's kind of small. So just red paint. Take your time and go around the outside edge. Get your pencil line covered. Little bits of paint on your brush. It's just a small little area, so you don't need a lot of paint. You can always go back and get more. And there we have our little heart. Next, we're gonna do some sprinkles. We're gonna do them all with white first. That way we can make sure all of the colors we decide to paint for sprinkles are gonna show up nice and bright. So the white kind of acts like a primer. Make sure your brown is dry. I'm going to blow mine dry to make sure. Then with my smaller brush, I am just gonna go in with a little bit of white and put like little dash marks in going every which way. So they're not all gonna go the same direction. Some can go sideways. Some can go kind of at an angle. Change direction like this, just any which way you want. And just all over, we're doing little sprinkles. Okay, so when those are dry, we can make them different colors. So while those are drying, we're gonna go in and add kind of the waffle print to the cone. And I'm gonna get my medium-sized brush, cleaned it out, ready to go. So I have my orangey color here that I painted my cone. I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit more red. And I'm just gonna kind of brush right over. It's very subtle, maybe a little bit more red in that, just so we could see it better. Just very lightly putting in diagonal lines. Can't really see it, it's very subtle. The color change is just very slight. Then using a tiny skinny brush, I'm gonna just use some white paint. And I'm just gonna put some very faint, skinny, thin white lines going on that same diagonal. And I'm gonna go across this way with a few more lines. And now we have our waffle cone. I'm gonna go back and do my sprinkles using my small kind of square brush. Makes it the same brush we used when we did the white. And I'm gonna do pink sprinkles, yellow sprinkles, blue sprinkles, and then leave some of them white. So my pink, I've got this little spot of pink here from when I did the strawberry ice cream. Maybe need to make a little bit more, just so I don't run out. A little red, a little bit more red in there. So I've got my pink mixed back up. And just on some of them, I'm just gonna paint right over the white. And I'm gonna make some of my sprinkles pink. I'm putting my hand in wet paint, so be careful you don't do that. Next, I'll do some yellow sprinkles. Cleaning out my brush. So I've got my yellow. I'll just take a little bit of white. I still want it nice and bright yellow, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of white. And then go over again, do a few more. So I've got my pink and my yellow. Next, I'll do blue ones. Cleaning out my brush. And I'm going to take a little scoop of white, stir in with a little bit of blue. I still want it nice and bright, but I don't want it quite as dark as what's on the plate. And pick out some of those white ones that are left and make them blue. I'm gonna leave some white. So I just have a nice assortment of sprinkles. And if you wanna go back over your white ones, go right ahead. Might help them show up a little bit better. And if you need to add in a few more, go ahead and do that. Just depends on how you want your ice cream to be. I just want these white ones to show up a little bit better, so I'm just doing another quick coat of white on top. So they're nice and bright white. And that is it, guys. We are finished with our ice cream. When you're all done, go ahead and sign your name. I'm gonna use some yellow, nice bright yellow. It'll be subtle, but I'll still be able to see it down here. Just gonna put my name. When you guys are all done, please take pictures. I love seeing your finished work. You can post them to my Facebook page, Willy-Nilly. There is a post pinned right at the top for you to upload, and then I can see them. I love them. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.